and welcome back to the Rugby Connection podcast. Well, what a first week of the inaugural Nations Championship that was. We're going to do a little review from week one and then dive straight into week two. Joining me, as always, is my lovely co host, Harry. Mate, how you feeling?
Uh, that's probably going to sum up my mood.
And that's all
Um,
apart tonight. Yeah, there you go.
and that's what we've got time for. So that's me
Yeah.
signing up. No, I'm joking. Ah, it's that. Not diving into the England game, but it was a hard watch as an England fan. I'll be honest. That was very tricky. But on the subject of rugby as a spectacle,
Hmm.
great first week of this new championship. I think it's gone down with a hit. Like
Yeah.
uninterrupted rugby from like 10 past 8 to probably about 9:15, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, give or take.
Something
Yeah.
like that across what 12, 24 time zones. Brilliant. It was such a fun, brilliant, entertaining day. I was going to say weekend of rugby. It was a day of rugby,
Day of
really.
rugby. One day of rugby with, and I love to say this bit, zero controversy. 6 games, nothing bad happened. We just had good games all round and high scoring games at that.
Yeah, I mean, for no, I mean, there might be a couple of innocuous penalties that people don't agree with. I can certainly think of a few,
Hmm.
but that's ultimately what the game. If we are going to talk about a penalty, that's what we should be talking about. Like, that's annoying that that didn't go our way. There was no
Yeah.
contentious red cards. You're absolutely right. That's like it's quite refreshing that that was not card fever.
Hmm. And the bar was set straight off the bat. New Zealand, France. Oh my God.
Running rugby is
Running,
the
yeah,
is the. Was there a single box kick?
maybe two, if that.
Which is nuts considering that Maxine Luku loves a box kick as well, like
Yeah.
proper game managing nine. But
There was a bit in the first half, I believe. I think it was Mathieu Jalibert melted the ball for clearance, got it into touch. Mackenzie immediately caught it, went, cool, let's go. Here we go. We're going to run this. I was
honestly,
like, oh my God, like, lads, chill out.
it's mental. I think it's I've seen this stat reported that the All Blacks go through phases, and it has been the same since like 1912 or something like that. They play running rugby. That's their identity. They want to play running rugby. Then all of a sudden, they're not the best team in the world, and someone comes and challenges them. And if you think about particular eras, there was South Africa once or twice, there was the Wales team in the 70s, there
Mm.
was the England team in the 2000s, and then now there's the South Africa team of now. So whenever the All Blacks aren't a dominant force, they start going into a bit of a kicking game or they go into a more of a physical game. And then
Mm.
they sack a coach and then they hire another one and they go and play running rugby again. And this has happened like 5, 6 times, like multiple different
Mm.
coaches. It's bonkers that I can't remember where I saw this stat, but it was just interesting hearing it. Like, oh wow, they really do it every single time. Why do they ever go away from running rugby? Because then they do that, and then you've got Cam Roygard playing like he's the best nine in the world.
Oh my God. He was everywhere. And also, and this has nothing to do with his performance, it was just nice to see that touching celebration that he did for the rugby league
Mm.
player, the Jayaro with the bang. I love, and also everyone that was doing that across both codes this weekend.
Oh,
That's a
absolutely.
beautiful tribute. But yeah, Cam Roygard was absolutely unplayable. And death taxes while Jordan scores in the famous black jersey.
He's two off Dougie Howlett.
He's still about 11 off Portia Woodman if we're.
Yeah. If we're talking about the real New Zealand winger goat, Portia Woodman, absolutely.
But yeah, it's just freakish. Will Jordan, whether it's at fullback or on the wing, he knows where that try line is and he gets the job done. And I'm like, oh my God.
It is ridiculous. But I mean, as amazing as the All Blacks were with all the running rugby and the speed of ball, the tempo, some of the passing was just oh
Mm.
brilliant. You've got to give credit to the French. That first score from
Yeah.
Damien Penaud, that set the tone.
Oh yeah.
The Ruben
100%.
Love yellow card, which it's probably great that it was a yellow card, not a red, because
Yeah.
that would have just, in my eyes, I don't often say that red cards ruin a game. That would have ruined that game.
Mm,
But having like Damien Penaud being out of the French squad for being lazy, for not chasing kicks. It's funny how as soon as Sean Edwards gets the boot, Damien Penaud is also back in. I don't think
mm,
that's overly being talked about as well, but he set the tone
interesting.
with that try, and it was just the French. They gave themselves such a credit, considering that so many of those. Yes, there was a large majority of the Bordeaux players there. You've got
Mm.
experienced campaigners like Hastoy there. You've got sort of fringe players like Orado. Full credit to them. They gave an absolutely phenomenal performance,
Oh, they did.
and to be within touching distance, within 2 points, like brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, Jalabert had a great game. Luku, I thought, had a very solid game. Fabien Braubory in the
Oh
13. He is so unlucky to not have got that try.
yeah,
But let's be honest, it was a knock on. And I'm actually glad it got mentioned.
yeah, absolutely. I think if this was a few months ago, and if this was in France,
Oh, that's a try. 100% try. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, exactly. We won't say
I'll
any
say it.
more on that, but
I'll say it. It's fine. No,
yeah,
you're completely
yeah,
correct.
that's very much the benefit of being at. Even though the TMO is not in any way aligned with either two
Mhm.
nations, that is absolutely one of those things where having home advantage sometimes comes into consideration. So it'll be interesting what decisions in the autumn might happen for some of the Southern Hemisphere teams that go against them for the Northern Hemisphere teams. But anyway, it was a brilliant, brilliant first start. And it was exactly what I think we predicted, that we thought that New Zealand would get it done, but it was going to be close as hell.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just so good.
Yeah.
There's just something about the All Blacks versus France, whether it's in New Zealand or whether it's in France, whether it's in the summer or the autumn or a World Cup, it just hits, and I want
They
more.
they are just such a complementary of, if you were to say the best possible version of rugby of the North and the South, in theory, you would say that France play the best brand of rugby up north, and you would say that in terms of historical brand, All Blacks would
Mm,
probably play the best as well.
that's fair.
Sorry, Springbok and England fans.
Fair. Yeah, I have
Uh,
nothing else to add to that.
no, but I think, well, we got the predict. I think we got the prediction of New Zealand France right. The one
Yes, we
that
did.
the one that we got wrong, I think we both backed Italy, and Japan got it done.
I think we backed Italy more out of Western European like stubbornness. Like we
Well, we
don't
we
get
see,
to
we
see.
see Italy every year. We
Yeah,
don't see Japan every year. I'll be honest, there are lots of names of some of those Japanese players that I am not overly familiar with, but that's just because I don't get to see them play.
I mean, obviously, I want to talk about Warner Derns because another player of the match performance, Captain Fantastic, on the score sheet once again. He
Phenomenal
is,
player.
he needs to be talked about more. He is genuinely, in my opinion, a top 10 lock. He walks into any team.
I
Genuine.
I genuinely think that at the end of the year, and I know it's very difficult for a Japanese player to get into the World 15, if he has a good year, bearing in mind he's got these next two test matches where he's going up against Lions level players.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe McCarthy and James Ryan next week, or
Mhm.
this week rather. But he has a real shot of being in that World 15 at the end of the year if he carries on his Super Rugby form. Because
Yeah.
the lad he has been incredible, and he just was everywhere in that game. And what is he, 25, 24,
24. Yeah.
24?
Freak. Absolute freak.
That's ridiculous. But I mean, I'd like to say that's one prediction that I got right this week, that Japan were going to play with ridiculous, like the amount of
Oh,
times that you just saw. I don't know the tight head's name. The amount of times I just saw that tight head pick the ball and he's gone, and I'm like, what's going on? And every time that they're like they're like bowling balls. It's like
just went
someone
through.
is just throwing bowling
Yeah.
ball after bowling ball after bowling ball at this defense, and you're like, I've got to stop the ball here, I've got to stop the ball there, and you almost don't know where they're going. And it's exactly what I think Eddie Jones has always wanted to create with this Japanese team, just pure, utter chaos. But it's a
Yeah.
controlled chaos,
Mm.
and it's great to watch. But like, I'll be honest, very disappointed with Italy. What is it? What was the stat? 28 drop balls, 28 handling errors.
28 handling errors, and that came up on the screen, and there was still about 5, 10 minutes left of the game, and I'm like, oh God.
That's
Nothing worked. They looked so toothless. Like Andrea Zambonin, love him. Italian Giraffe, didn't really see him. Stephen Varney, been balling out. Again, I feel like I'm picking on my Chiefs boys, but they've been so good all season. Menoncello, it was literally the commentator's curse. I literally heard them say, when you keep Menoncello quiet, Italy tend not to win. Guess what? Menoncello was
yeah,
quiet. Italy didn't win. I'm like, that's crazy. Like,
yeah.
Breck's got a great try at the start,
Oh, phenomenal try.
and that was it. That's all we've seen.
Mm.
Nothing else clicked. Nothing else worked. Japan just sucked the life out of them. I mean, shout out to their 10 as well.
Oh, what? He was
Right.
like 21-year-old, 20-year-old university fly half.
Yeah, fresh out of uni. Still at uni, actually. No pro contract, yet he is capped by his national team.
He had a great game. It was brilliant to see because he had the ball on a string at times. I can't remember if
Mm.
it was him who at one point like had a carry. He ran right into one of the Italian forwards. I might be remembering the wrong player here, but there was just one moment where I saw this carry. I think it created a try in a few phases after. Just
Mm.
this this Japanese guy just out of nowhere just runs at one of the defenders and he looks like he's been stopped and it looks like the camera's about to pan away and all of a sudden he's on his feet and he's gone again. And I think it was the Matsunaga try. It was the Matsunaga
Mm.
try. But honestly, that felt like, and I don't know how much he might have been involved, but I'll give him the credit. That felt like to me like an Eddie Jones tactical. He's got his team playing in the right areas in the right
Mm.
time, and he set them up in the best possible way to do something. And I'll give because that ultimately is what if we are to talk about like Eddie Jones, that is what he has always been good at. Getting an idea of this is how we're going to play, this is how
Mm.
we're going to counter them, and if that was his game plan, it's been executed phenomenally. And yeah, I mean, I don't think there's too much other to say in that game other than
Not much else to add.
well bloody done, Japan.
Yeah,
You proved us both wrong. Our prediction was wrong,
I'm
but
glad to be wrong, to be honest.
I'm happy to be wrong about that. Other things not, but that I'll take. But anyway, the next game, the Schmidt Derby, as I like to sometimes call it,
Very nice.
Australia
What a game.
Islands.
What a game.
What a game!
I did not have Australia winning 24-19 at halftime. They
I
were
th-
in so much control. Dylan Peach, fresh out of the box. Jock Campbell, we were all slagging that selection last week, and me and you chatting, like, why is it Jock Campbell? There's a reason it's been Jock Campbell. I didn't
I
actually realise how good he had a Super Rugby season, to be honest. I completely ripped that off.
for me with Jock Campbell, like I don't slagging's a bit harsh. I don't know if I did that, but I think no, who knows. But I think the thing with Jock Campbell is he's one of those Australian players that is a really tidy player. He like is very solid. He's got great skill set. He's just a good player, and it's
Mm.
always that sort of thing of like whenever I've watched him play for the Reds or when I watched him play against the Lions last year, every time I watched him play, I'm like, this guy's great. Like, why does he not get more stuff in the limelight? There's just something there because there's just sometimes something with players that doesn't translate to the highest level in Test rugby.
Mm.
But he just had a great game. What
He did.
a try, an assist. He ran great lines. I mean that that game was just it was mental because it felt at times like very Australian in the sense of like there was clearly tactics behind it, the attacking shapes and everything. They were doing
Mm.
well to win collisions when they could. They stayed in the game as much as they could. It's just for me, I was gutted for them that well. you can say the one missed kick by Donaldson at the end, but then you
Mhm.
also have to think that their two their first two tries they didn't convert either of them.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's what
So that's 12
seven. That's 7 points.
that's 7 points gone begging. And that would mean that Ireland would have 2 points, not Australia.
That's that's a weird one because, and again, I'm not criticizing the selection because they all I thought the Australians played quite well. Ryan Lonergan's a better kicker off the tee than Carter Gordon is, and Lonergan was starting.
Yeah, that's the thing that I sort of struggle to like understand that you've got Ryan Lonergan who's been kicking phenomenally well for the Brumbies all year. Matt Giteau has literally been brought in as the kicking coach, working like you've literally got Stephen Larkham and Matt Giteau working with Ryan Lonergan all year on goal kicking. The thing that
Yeah,
everyone says that Carter Gordon has the weakness of is kicking at goal, and you've literally put Lonergan with Gordon,
yeah.
and you've not had Lonergan kick. I really don't understand that. That seems like a very strange decision.
Also, because you mentioned the Ben Donaldson penalty. Also, how heartbreaking is that for a way to lose a game?
Oh, it's the
But
worst.
this caused a little bit of a debate. Not a controversial one, like I said. There wasn't anything controversial this weekend. But a lot of people are like, "Why not kick for touch? Why did you kick?" And apparently, there was this chat that it picked up on the ref mic. I didn't hear it entirely, but it came across that Harry Wilson basically gave full belief to Ben Donaldson. Well, yeah, it doesn't mean he wanted to take it though.
I I always think with goal kickers, and it's one of the reasons why I'm actually happy that rugby is in a state where we back going to the corner more. Sometimes it's
Mm.
my opinion. Why would you put all of that pressure on one person to execute something when you could have all 15 players be a part of something that you would have drilled all week to win a
Yeah.
game? And I would always say, bearing in mind, I've only ever captained a side once when I was in under 12s, which we did win. So
Fair enough.
I'll take that. My one time as being captain, I have a 100% win record, but that is under 12, so nobody come at me for that. But I would always say, in terms of your kickers, obviously the captain needs to say if there's a debate of are we going to the corner or are we kicking at goal. If the captain says we're kicking at goal, you obviously have to say okay, we believe yeah we're doing that. You're in charge. You're the one making this choice.
Mm.
But then the problem is as well, if that kicker is not confident,
Yeah.
he should not take it. That's my
Sure.
opinion. That
Yeah.
you as captain go right, mate. Kick can win a goal. You got it in you. Like, yeah. Okay, no, you're not confident. We're going for the corner. That's
Yeah.
where, but we don't know the first part of that conversation. We don't know if
That's
Ben
true.
Donaldson said, "Yeah, I can do it." Harry, and he's like, "Yeah, go on, mate. You've got it. You've got it. You've got it." We don't know if that's the case.
That's true.
We don't know. But this is where like you have the real true leaders and the true
Mm.
captains, and then you have the guys who are captain because they're the best player. And that's no disrespect to Harry Wilson because I do think he is a great captain for Australia. I think he is the right man to lead them. But yeah, heartbreaking for Australia because it looked like they played well. And full credit to Ireland
But
with
yeah, on the flip side,
the fact that they've got quite a few injuries in that team. There's quite a few guys out. There's a couple of guys not in form. Obviously, there's no James Lowe anymore. You then lose Rob Balakoon. You don't have Matt Hansen. You've got Sam Prendergast, who has had a good season towards the end, but there's no Jack Crowley. And full credit to them, they got it done. They no Kalen Doris obviously as well. That's another big
no,
one.
true.
They got it done.
There is,
They went to a hostile environment and they ultimately, yes, they were lucky that a kick was missed at the end of the game, but you can only play what's in front of you. And
exactly.
Australia missed three kicks. And
I mean,
Test match rugby has fine margins. And if those are the margins that Ireland can execute, then colour them in.
fair enough. I mean, there is three players that, whether it's for club or country, they're always consistent, and that does help Ireland. Dan Sheehan, Jack Conan, and Jamieson Gibson Park. I've never seen any of them truly ever actually have a bad game.
No.
Quieter games, yes. Quieter games, absolutely. But I've never seen them actually be like, wow, that was rough.
Yeah, no, I've a stinker, so to speak. I've
I
never
mean,
seen. I think I've only seen one stinker from Gibson Park, but that was very early in his Island career back in like 2021. But that was literally like his second or third cap. But
hmm,
since he's now got 50 and is a Lion and is a great nine, and Jack Conan is Mr. Reliable, and realistically, probably should have had more caps over Stander. Like it took a while for him to properly get that shirt, but when Stander seemed to retire like fully,
hmm.
and the fact that Conan, off the back of that 21 Lions tour, realistically, just seemed to be everywhere. But yeah, those three guys and Dan Sheehan is that his assist for the Van der Fleer try was just exceptional. But yeah, fair play to Ireland. They've done really well, and I don't think we can say much more than that.
No, no. We got a bit of a surprise in the next one. I feel like I got it right, but definitely the margin was way off.
I This is one of the ones that I got wrong.
Oh, Harry shit the bed big time in this one.
Uh, that's a bit harsh, I think. But I mean, do you know what? As much as Wales has given me so much pain as an England fan in the 2010s, I'm happy to see them not be shit. I'm happy to see them be competitive. I'm happy to see them actually be able to play a game of rugby
Yeah,
without giving away a load of penalties, without having no attacking structure, can't kick a goal, can't just get physically dominated. Like I'm happy to see a competitive Wales team.
I think
Because
we all agree.
it also got boring just curb stomping them loads. I'm joking, Welsh fans. I'm
No,
joking.
no, you're not. Don't
I
lie.
am.
It did feel. No, I get what you mean. It did like when you see a powerhouse kind of crumble, you kind of go, ha ha, and then when
Oh,
it
this
keeps
is
going,
amazing.
and then when it keeps going, you're like, oh, 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 stop,
Stop it!
stop.
Stop it! He's already dead.
But exactly, yeah.
Exactly that.
But what Steve Tandy, and I think this needs to be properly noted. What Steve Tandy has done, he took the job, his dream job, when they were on their hands and knees. They were in tatters. There was payments getting missed. There was games. There was like player revolts. There was strikes happening. Everything that can go wrong was going wrong. They're losing regions, and Steve Tandy still went, "I'll do it."
Yeah, I will say, he's built a great coaching team there as well.
Oh yeah,
Like, getting Matt Sherritt in was great. As much as I have my issues with Danny Wilson, many people say that he is one of the best forwards coaches that they have worked with at multiple different clubs.
mm.
Maybe he's not a head coach, but as a forwards
Mm.
coach, like I mean, that Welsh pack were matching that Fiji pack, and that Fiji pack is nothing to sneer at.
I mean,
But
this Fiji game. Sorry, Karen. We'll go about the Welsh coaching first because
but yeah,
the
like
lot
the
talk about.
Wales coaching. But then again, getting someone in like Lee Halfpenny, who is just retired, as the kicking coach, getting
Yeah.
working with Sam Costello, working with Dan Edwards, who also was a part of those winning cultures. And this is the
Mm.
thing that people I think need to acknowledge when building a coaching team or building a winning culture. You need to have the new voices to have it like, okay, let's this is the direction we're going. This is our story.
Mm.
But having that person who's been there, done it, worn the shirt 101 times, having someone like that in is going to be just a wonder. Because even if he is
Yeah.
the kicking coach, how much will he help like Blair Murray as like I'm a little lad, you're a little lad. This is how you chop tackle someone. Like even he can help him with that, or just positional play. But Fiji were just
Too Fiji. There were too much Fiji, to be honest. Let's be
yeah,
real. How
yeah.
how do you make that much meters and that many offloads and not win the game? Genuine question.
I know what killed it for them. It was the amount of turnovers that they conceded. I haven't seen the exact number, but the amount of times line break, someone's chopped the tackle, someone's got over the ball, they're trying to get it, and the ref just blows it up. I do think some of them were not quite as bad, but the issue is as soon as you hold onto the ball on the floor, don't release once, twice, the referee is then going to get a picture in his mind
Yep. Yeah.
the narrative, and that is
Yeah.
what has done them. I think Fiji will be very disappointed that they don't get anything out of this game because at the minute they're sitting rock bottom of the Southern Hemisphere chart. Some of the play that Ryasi was on fire.
Why did he tie? Genuine question. I know it has nothing to do with the game. Why was the back of his top tied? Don't know if you noticed that.
I think he was I think he had too big a shirt because it didn't look like it fit him very well. So I think
That was my only. That could have been my only
It
reasoning.
probably also meant that no one could just why Clive Woodward got tight shirts for England because too many people were grabbing Robinson's shirt and pulling him over. It's probably why.
Interesting logic.
But
there is one moment we need to address, and if anyone watching and listening, this is why when the ball is in the dead ball area, just put it down. Celestino Ravo-Tamada, I love you. You've been a joy to watch for so many years. Just put the ball down, mate.
Yeah,
what were you trying to do?
You can't be letting Josh Adams go through your legs and tap the ball down with one hand.
I love the fact.
Not even specifically Josh Adams. You can't let anyone do that.
No, you can't let anyone do that.
No, that's bad. It is
I
bad.
love the fact that once it happened, Raul Tomado literally looked at the ref and went, "What?" And the ref's like, "That's fine. You've not touched it."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, mate."
That to me is one of the most Fijian things I think I've seen in the game of rugby.
That is up there with how Wasps won the Champions Cup all those years ago when Rob Howard just kept running.
Yes, yeah.
It's another Welshman.
Yeah, never say die. You have to do it. And you know what? I can't wait to see that clip as the first one in the next Andrew Ford compilation of rugby brain fart moments. And I think that is the perfect opportunity to now for me to get very, very sad and move on to the next game. How harsh would you like me to be?
If you need to get real, be real. Go for it.
Okay.
I could easily be the smug Scotsman, but I'm better than that. Maybe we'll see. But I'll let you go first.
You also know that next week I could be the smug Englishman if it goes badly for you. So
I'll be smug for a minute.
Okay.
Everything that's gone wrong for England all started in Edinburgh. Just remember that.
Yeah, it's the second time you've done this in the space of 10 years.
Good. Think of all the heart you have left us for years.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, no, I just think that's funny because there's people that well, what's happened? I was like, oh, you haven't actually won since coming up to Murrayfield, which is wild.
It was February against Wales is the last time we won.
And that's before Wales started riding momentum and becoming a bit more of an identity instead of just a punching bag.
Yeah, but okay.
Go on, let it out. I'm just going to sit back and let you go for it for, I think, 5 minutes we discussed, but go for it.
Who knows? England have a real problem. We are the definition of madness. We are doing the same things time and time again and expecting different results. We are the walking definition of insanity. The 6 main problems that I have with the Steve Borthwick reign, and I'm saying 6, they're kind of some of them blend, but the 6 issues that have never, ever, ever been resolved in his entire tenure as England head coach are the lack of cohesion and system in the defence. We have never had a proper set defence. In 2024, 2025, and 2026, we have had 3 different defence coaches, all with different philosophies, all with different means of connecting defence and attack, or not connecting defence and attack and set piece. 2 of which realistically are not qualified to be defence coaches. Richard Wigglesworth is not a defence coach. Joel Alabt was not a defence coach. To credit Joel Alabt, he actually got England's defence actually working properly after the shit show that was Felix Jones's defence. England cannot run a blitz defence if we do not pick the right 13 in that channel. But that's 2 years ago. We have never had a set, coherent defensive structure in the entire Steve Borthwick reign. The only time our defences looked good when Manu Tuolangi and Joe Marchant were in the centre, which links to my next point. England still do not have a solid centre combination. It has been, again, 3 or 4 years of the Steve Borthwick reign. He has used about 17 gajillion different centre partnerships, and he has not nailed down a single one. He is chopping and changing. He's putting Seb Atkinson, he's putting Ollie Lawrence in, Max Ajomo, Henry Slade, Owen Farrell. I don't even know who else. Tommy Freeman, who's not a centre. And it is just... and now we're going to play Bernard Yancey van Rensburg, and that's going to be a new centre combination. And it is just infuriating that the one centre partnership that actually worked for Steve Borthwick under England, again, was Manu Tuolangi and Joe Marchant in the World Cup. And that only happened because Manu was the starting 12 and Marchant played himself into that shirt. Marchant's coming back. I think that he's potentially England's answer at 13. That's a different conversation. I will not be having it now. Discipline. Our discipline is fucking horrendous. It is absolute dog tripe. We are awful in the matters of discipline. And that then links to my next point of the leaders in this team are not standing up. And I don't want to critique guys like Ollie Chesham because I think that he stands up and plays well all the time. He's my age. He's maybe a couple of months older or younger than me. He's vice captain of England and he's putting in a shift, but it should not be up to him to be carrying that team. Where is Jamie George's leadership? For all of Ellis Genge's speeches and emotional motivation, where is it that he is stepping up? Yes, he did the man test try, which was great, but it was horrendous. Like, I don't see him standing up. For all the talk about you hear George Ford being a leader, well, he's not on the pitch. So what? And he doesn't offer enough at this level. So repeatedly, England's leaders are not standing up. They are not getting to grips of everything. Think about under Razor 2 years ago when England were in New Zealand and we could have won and we didn't. Again, leaders not standing up. And these 2 points, again, are slightly linked together. We are repeatedly playing players out of their proper position. Don't put Tommy Freeman at 13. He's a world-class winger. Don't put Marcus Smith at fullback. He is potentially, and in my opinion, I'm a Vice Gwynns fan, he is the makings of a world-class fly half. You are wasting him at fullback because you are exposing him there. And then again, this links with the other point of we don't pick our best players. Jack Willis tearing it up at Toulouse for 4 or 5 years now. Tom Willis is now leaving and going to France because of money or someone in the coaching team has frustrated him and annoyed him and like upset him and made him not feel welcome. So he's gone, you know what? I don't need to play for England. I'm going to go play in France and win stuff and be valued. So you are alienating your best players and you're also not picking your best players. And this is just, it is mental to think that in the nearly 4 years of Steve Borthwick's tenure, these issues are every single year and they have not been resolved. The only issue that's been resolved is that we know who should be the fly half, and that's Finn Smith. As much as it pains me to say it, it is Finn Smith. He's the right choice. But yeah, that's my issue with England. To say nothing about how brilliant the Boks were, because they were. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll just let you crash out there. I'll just let you go for that. For those wondering, I actually muted my mic there. I just sat back and just like you go for it. Take the wheel. Because there's no point me saying it. It
No.
just and it's not because it's gonna sound really weird as a Scotsman. It's not that I don't care about English rugby. I actually watch a lot of English rugby. I like watching English rugby. I like watching the Prem. There's a lot of the English team I like. But hearing my accent, it's basically if Harry was to slag off Scotland. It's
Yeah,
not
it's too
genuine.
easy.
It's too easy.
It's too easy. And
I
I'm
could
actually one
I
of the
could
Englishmen who actually enjoys Scotland.
There we go. See, we this is why we work. But it's all very well and good me ranting and raving about England, but it's not real. Because at the end of the day, and Harry's the same, as much as we like opposing nations, I'm not going to lose sleep over England playing shit. Harry's not going to lose sleep over Scotland being diabolical. We're just good. We're just rugby fans that want to see the best rugby. That's where this comes from.
Yeah, I
But
y- yeah,
Harry's a true Englishman, proud Englishman, true supporter. So when you get performance of that, which I mean, Harry was messaging me during the game, and I didn't have really much to say apart from "oh damn" or "dang" or "oh shit," and like one word, two word answers because I'm like, I don't know what to say to you right now because nothing I can say is going to make him feel better.
no, I I'll okay, I'll give the Box their credit. They had a phenomenal game. Like
Fuck unreal.
aerially, like they got it right. They
The
but
fact that
but uh,
I know, I'll take it from you. I'll let you take a breather. There was so much news going into this game as well because George Farbank pulled out very early in the morning. I think during the Japan game, roughly time wise, due to appendicitis. Hopefully
which,
George is okay, but
which sucks for him, man. I feel
we're not going to see
so
him
bad
play.
for him.
We're not going to see him play for a while because of
Probably the autumn. Well, in terms of
mm,
internationally, club game, he might be back by like late September.
if you're lucky, depending on
Yeah,
the procedure. Then so that changed England's tactics, and then an hour, maybe 2 hours later, oh, even Etzebeth and Sia Khaleesi aren't playing for the Springboks. Pardon? What's going on now? And Peter Steph Toy goes to the lock. By the way, he's a freak.
he is.
I know that's downplaying how good the toy is, but no man at that age should be able to do a full 80 on either side of the flank or second row and do it very comfortably. It's just not feasible. I don't know how he does it
At altitude.
at altitude as well. Sia Khaleesi, your captain, your inspiration is gone, and yet, cool. Paul de Villiers, debut, first test, first start, and it's well deserved because he's been classed for the Stormers. But that's some massive shoes to fill, and I'm not on about the position. To replace Sia Khaleesi on field is unreal, is an Herculean task. And let's not forget about the backs. Damien Willemse, balling
Oh
out
my
for his 50th.
god.
Who was the man of the match? They gave it to the wrong Damien. But again, Dale Andy was also very good. But I did find that quite funny. Chesson Colby, running it back like 2019 with those steps. Oh my God.
You can't stop that step. Like I know people have their issues with Caden Murley. I love him. I think he's a phenomenally talented player. And I think that he did get a lot right in that game. And I think there were times that things didn't go his way. It does not matter who you are. You could be prime defensive king Chris Harris. You are not stopping that Chesn Colby step. 99% of players are not stopping him because you know it's coming and you can't stop it. But you're totally right. Like South Africa were amazing. That first 20 minutes, they just the sheer Jasper Wiese, man. Oh my god.
What did you do to piss him off? Genuinely. Oh my God.
Well, what? Well, George Martin decided to run over him. Who was? I mean, how amazing to see George Martin back
Yeah,
in
George
Test
Martin's
rugby.
one of the very few that gets a pass for them.
I would say that Alex Coles, Ollie Chesham, George Martin, Joe Hayes, those four lads get a huge pat on the back. I think Tom Curry was a Ben Earl just for the sheer effort, even though it wasn't his quote unquote best game. He yeah, he did. I just think that I mean I could wax lyrical about how good the Box were. They were, but I find it the thing with is, and we probably need to move on eventually from this, but just the fact that I think England got selection wrong. I think there was no structure really to what we were doing. There were again, you talk about leaders not stepping up. Henry Slade has had this amazing season for Exeter, shoots out of the line to try and make a tackle, gets stepped or fended by a man smaller than him. He creates a dog leg and he puts his guys under stress to concede a try. This is what I mean by leaders not stepping up. You've got leaders
No.
silly. Ellis Genge, to be fair, stepped up as much as he could. He held the scrum up. He scored his try. He made one silly mistake where he clotheslined someone, but he rectified it. but he can't be on the pitch for the whole time. You've got to have
Yeah.
other guys stand up as well. And yeah, but just to not overly repeat myself, and for all the people in the comments who were saying that, oh, how could you back England by 1 or 2 points? I have to back England. I can't come on to the internet and say, I'm going to back South Africa. I'm not a South African man. That's why I said 1 or 2. But realistically, they are the best team in the world by far. And I
I mean,
think
it was generous.
I think that's how we can finish that point because they just are
Yeah.
the best team in the world.
But
And you know what? Let's let you go on a 5 minute talk about how fantastic Scotland were, and I'll
oh,
mute my microphone, and you can wax lyrical about
oh,
the
I'm so
blue-blooded
happy.
boys.
I'm so happy. We genuinely revenge. That's I said it last week. That's what we were focused on. We downplayed it in the build up to the game, but that was definitely at the front. Like, oh my God, I have not seen. I know we beat France and it's different, but that clinical for that long, that needed to happen. And without Finn Russell, without Hugh Jones, without Blair Kinghorn, and we got the job done. Tom Jordan and Fergus Burke now battling it out for, oh, who can play 10 when Finn's not there? Awesome, because we've never had that. Yes, you've had Adam Hastings that, oh, Finn's injured, he could play. Okay. You've had Ross Thompson cameos, you've had Ben Healy that missed treatment, but still, now you've actually got two players of like, no, I'll take this jersey when he's not here. If not, I'll take it when he is here. Awesome. No Hugh Jones. Up steps Rory Hutchinson. Oh my God. How he only has 12 international caps is absolutely ridiculous. He has like 8 starts and he's got 8 tries. So when he starts, he gets the job done. And him and Sione Tuipulotu, what a pairing. They gel so well together and they've only played together 5 times. Both on the score sheet. Hutchison was unreal. He made over 60 metres. He got a turnover. He got an assist. He got on the score sheet himself. That is how you take your opportunity and run with it. Sione, captain, leader, legend, leading from the front, getting us our first score that got the momentum back with us. And then we just never let up, really, until the last 5 minutes. But that's something we need to sort out long term, not just for this game. Pierre Schumann on his 50th, getting on the score sheet. Scott Cummins on his 50th, getting a beautiful try. Ben White was very generous. Like, Ben White should have got a few tries in his own right, but very generous come off. And again, Ben White, how underrated is he? Everyone talks about your Gibson Parks, your Alex Mitchells, your DuPonts, your Roygaard, your Lucus. Ben White is in that conversation. I'm not saying he's better than DuPont or Roygaard, but he's in that conversation. He needs to be valued. He is so good. He's unreal. And Kyle Rowe. Kyle Rowe at fullback. He doesn't look out of place. He brings that extra attacking threat. He's solid under the high ball. He's not scared to bang either. He's not like defensive master, but he's not scared to give it a right good go. And yeah, we had Argentina rattled, which away from home, putting nearly 50 on a team that has beat the Springboks, the All Blacks, the Wallabies, and the Lions in the last 12 months. Massive achievement, and that's why we're back to fifth in the world. Come on. Yeah,
That
that felt good.
that was definitely a good way of that finishing that speech. Yeah, no, I'm massively with you. I was massively impressed with Scotland. Like it was. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was watching that game a bit like, okay, here we go. I'm still down, but I I enjoy watching Scotland because I think they have a great brand of rugby. They're organised, they're attacking, they'll take it to the opposition team, and I just think that they're just a solid team. And like I also think one thing that obviously Kyle Rowe and Darcy Graham are similar builds. They're probably about my height. Like I'm a 5'10" guy as well, not very
Nah,
big.
that's just more than 5'10".
Okay, so Darcy's smaller than Carl Rowe's probably about my height. He is starting to look like either he's wearing too small a shirt, but his upper body, he started to look like he's putting on some like extra
Maybe.
pounds to like potentially fill that fullback shirt. And I think yeah, as you say, like Carl Rowe had a great season for Glasgow, and like it was just it was so good to see that sort of that uh, vindication that they must have
Mm.
felt after
Oh yeah.
being beat in the way that they were beat. And there was quite a few games in the last sort of like 12 months that Scotland should have won, and
Mm.
unfortunately haven't. They haven't got over the line. I do agree that in a similar way to what happened in the Scotland France game, where France started getting back it towards the end,
Mm.
and then Argentina was starting to get back. But we know that Argentina team have got that in them. They did it against England
Mm.
in the autumn last year. And
Mm.
Argentina aren't the same side that a few years ago, that if you started doing that to them, they're going to shrink away and not come back. We know that,
Mm.
like, this Argentina team, again, as you say, they've come back against the All Blacks, they've come back against the Box, and this is largely the same group of players in the last 4 or 5 years under Checker and Contepomi. But it's a very good Argentina team in a really random place in Argentina that, yeah, Scotland really fronted up. I was impressed, and I think that they really took it to them in a way that was, yeah, they know what they're doing. And that's the thing about Scotland that I like, that you boys know what you're doing. And to draw the parallel to England, your centre partnership is Sione Tuipulotu, Hugh Jones. And usually it's always going to be Sione because he's captain. But even if Hugh Jones is not there, Stafford McDowell, Rory Hutchinson,
Mm.
or Ollie Smith, or who else? What's your other one of your main centres? Or is that all of them?
That's the main ones, but you
That's
could probably
that's that's the
that's the
main
main
ones.
five, but you'd probably chuck
They
in Tom
know
Mitchell.
exactly. Oh, Tom Jordan, yeah. They all know exactly what it is that is expected of that Scotland midfield. They know
Yeah.
what the role is. It's cohesion, it's continuity, it's great. And it's the thing that, yes, Townsend has had his stick over the years, and I've been one of the people who have said that really he shouldn't
Yeah.
be there anymore. But this is the thing that why so many people like Scotland, because they can do a performance like that.
Just need to back it up. That's our big one.
Need to back it up.
We need
Now, that, well,
I'm actually glad I didn't mention Gregor Hiddleston in that 5 minute chat. His debut, fresh off the
they,
bench, didn't
yeah,
look out of place. Debut try, unreal. And this is why so many more Glasgow fans have been clambering to get him capped for so long.
he'll definitely have more involvement, especially due to the fact that, like, obviously George Turner, very unfortunate with his Achilles rupture, especially at like 32, 33. That's going to really affect him, especially mobility wise. Dave Cherry, although great last year, back in the top 14 now with Van, but obviously
I know
bit
what you
on
mean.
the older side. But yeah, no one's going to be number one after in front of Ashman at the minute.
True.
Phenomenal, another great game for him. And but yeah, Gregor Hiddleston could really, really try and get that number 16 shirt. But anyway, that I think is our review of all the games.
Yeah,
So
same again this week. Earlier this week, though, why? And I know the world's round and everyone's in different time zones, but I like getting up at 7:30 with my kids, have a bit of breakfast, watch rugby. I have to get up at 5:30 on Saturday if I want to do that because it's 6:10 kickoff for the first
mm,
game in round two. All Blacks, Italy. Who's win? I don't even know why I said it like that. Who's winning?
well, the reason why you're saying who's winning is because it's in Wellington, and the curse of Wellington could strike again.
Surely not. I'm sorry, and I don't mean this to
I
be ignorant. I cannot live in a world where Italy are beating the All Blacks before Scotland do. I can't allow it.
I no, absolutely not. Look, I'll be honest, Italy fans. I'm going to be as kind to you as possible. I cannot see a hope in hell of you winning that game. I
Was that
cannot see.
was that a nice? Was it?
That's
Jesus,
that's the nicest way. That's no,
it's a weird one,
that's
isn't it?
involving no profanity or anything like that. But it's just the way that they got taken apart by Japan with the
Yeah.
speed of ball.
Hmm.
The All Blacks are going to do that, but 10 times worse and 10 times the physicality.
See this Wellington curse. Is this
Mm.
because the Hurricanes never won a title, and now that
No,
they've won,
the
no,
Canes won.
like
Yeah.
in that time period, I know they won it in 2016, but there was a that this time period of the Wellington curse. Now, do you think because Hurricanes have got that Super Rugby title, most of the players are in the Hurricanes, in that back line especially?
Yeah, they won't let that. That's as much as they are All Blacks. Like a lot of those lads are literally Wellington till they die. Like literally all the way down to the
Mhm.
NPC. They are Wellington boy. Ruben Love is a Wellington boy. He ain't letting anyone muck up his own. So
No.
to
That's what I'm
cut
saying.
along,
You've got Cam Roygat. I'm not even saying this will be the lineup, but you could easily have Cam Roygat, Ruben Love, probably, Jordy Barrett, Billy Proctor, Fahey Finianganofo, Josh Morby.
yeah, you literally could give Morby his debut and Fanganofo his first start as well after the year that they've had, just for the sake of cohesion with those guys. You're absolutely right. I mean, again, to slightly sum up this game quickly, I can just see a total domination from the All Blacks. 5 points, Italy leave with
It's
nothing.
never been pretty this game, has it? Like, there's been times where Italy have they've turned a page.
They
They're
had a
competitive.
great game in the autumn against them, but I think we might be being a bit harsh because obviously Italy have had a great year in the Six Nations, but that Japan game has really knocked me for
But
six in my confidence of them.
we were too generous with Italy last week. We might have to be too hard. So see round three, Italy. We
Oh,
might.
they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But
We'll
yeah,
see.
but yeah, New Zealand. I just see winning that game.
Yeah, I've got All Blacks by 12
20,
minimum. Minimum 20.
20, 42, 20.
Although your actual score.
Well, no, that I'm thinking they get like 42, but Menoncello has the capability to score a great try. So has Brex. Like they'll get a couple, but it will be a dominant All Blacks win. This next game, this one is really hard to call because both of these teams are Australia and France. Very narrow losses. Very
Mm,
narrow losses. They'll be annoyed because
yeah.
obviously Australia could have won at the death with a kick. France could have won because they went for a competitive restart and I think they lost the ball or it got turned over,
Look,
but they
they're
went
also.
for it. They went for it and they had a couple of tries disallowed. This
Mm,
is just going to be interesting because both of these teams will feel really aggrieved that they didn't win last week
mm,
and they want to win this week.
yeah.
But I think you told me about a certain stat about a certain Suncorp stadium in Brisbane.
Yeah. France have just never beat the Wallabies at Suncorp. So, like, smart move. You're going for the Wallabies because it's. And I'm not saying that Wallabies are a better team than France. I'm not saying that at all.
They've got a
But
lot
when
more of their best players available
when you've
to
not
them
when you've also not won at a stadium, it
ever.
gets, it gets in your head. There's
Yeah,
this
very.
weird. It's the same with like on the flip side, like the Fortress of Eden Park for the All Blacks.
Oh God.
People would just go there and be like, oh no, it's Eden Park. What do we do? Just stick to it. Like, I know it's easier said than done, and I'm on the outside. I'm not near international. It's very easy for me to say this on YouTube, but you know what I mean. Like, just stick to your game plan.
Mm.
Don't think about where you're playing. Just and again, that's easier. That's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It is one of
But
those things. I
But it's not, this isn't even like, oh, they've not won three games at Suncorp. No, this goes back when um, George Gregan and Stephen Larkham were playing. This goes, and there's been heavy scorelines as well. There's one, I think it's like 2008, where the Wallabies put 40 on France.
and that's 40 points back in 2008, which, if anything, is 70 points these days. If you want to sort
I,
of using the
I didn't know you get inflation in point scoring. That's interesting.
well, I think relative to what you see these days, you could
Yeah.
have an inflation of point scoring, but also. I think Australia are on a bit of a losing run as well. I don't remember the last time they've won a game. So if there was ever a time for Australia to
You
get back
sorry,
on the wagon,
you're in no position to tell anyone when the last time you won a game.
yeah, well,
Just saying.
yes, the smug Scotsman's coming out there, but realistically, I was about to be very nice. If there was ever a time for them to get off the losing streak and keep a record intact, it would be this weekend for Australia.
Genuinely, I don't know who that third is.
Not a full strength France team, although they are very good. They both have got very good attacking plays. They've got good physicality. They've got a decent set piece. But you know what? After your comments about me being mean about a losing run, I'm going to back Australia, and I'm going to say that they're going to win. They're going to have 4 tries. France will be within a score, and will get 4 tries as well. And France will be annoyed because they'll have another 2 point, which means that they can still be competitive in the table. But Australia will break their losing run, and will keep their record against France intact.
Okay. I genuinely don't know where I'm going with it, where I'm going to go with this. I'm going to just edge it to France. Just. And I do mean it might end up being like almost a repeat from the Ireland Wallabies game from the weekend. It might come down to that last kick. But I'm not confident saying that, but I'll say it. Mm.
Fair enough.
It is one of them. This can go either way, and if I'm wrong, so be it.
I'm just putting my foot down based on
Based
that
on
bit
me,
later. Yeah, I just think that's what I want to do. Next game, Ireland Japan. Japan are at home, but they are at home in Australia, in Newcastle.
this is bullshit. Sorry,
It,
this is a
it, it
fault.
is, and I'm fully with my main man Beaver that it is ridiculous that they've got to
Right,
play
that's 2 weeks
this.
in the trot. You've
Yeah,
called him Beaver.
I'm gonna, and I'll find a way to say it next week. Um, and then in the autumn. Um, yeah. They shouldn't be playing in Australia. They should be playing in Japan. It's kind of ridiculous that they've
You
got to
could,
do that.
you could.
Although, to be fair, Ireland have still got to have a really annoying flight up to Newcastle, so it's not like they're not traveling. But
Yeah,
I
I don't know.
I don't think Ireland. No, sorry, I don't think that Japan can do to Ireland what they did to Italy. I
No,
don't think they can compete at the breakdown in the same way as Ireland. Ireland are far more violent at the breakdown and are far more and violent in the good way, not in the bad way. Violent in the way of like, look at us being dominant. I think
mm,
that Ireland's structures can easily beat the Japanese. Not easily, sorry. They can match up and they
yeah,
can bar up and they can deal with that. Um, I I I can't really see anything but an Ireland win. Maybe 4 tries for Japan, maybe, but
do
I
you
would.
like the 4 tries? I've noticed this.
Well, attacking attacking rewards. This is a competition where you need
No,
to
no,
have.
I like it. I'm liking it. I'm just, I don't know. I don't know how I'm thinking because I said Ireland easily last week. I'm not saying Japan and Australia are on the same wavelength, although that would be some game. What I'm thinking is, I was fully convinced Ireland were going to be blow Wallabies out of the park, and they didn't. I said Italy were going to get a fairly comfortable win over Japan, and I was dead wrong. I'm going to say Ireland will win, but it's going to be like by 6. It's not going to be the most convincing victory, but it's still a victory for Andy Farrell's men. I'm also trying to think of how strength wise, do you go full noise or do you chuck in like Sam Elo for his debut? Do you get Sean Jansen capped?
I think you could potentially. I think maybe you could have a Zach Ward, especially considering that Balakoon is pulled out.
That's a shout. Yeah, yeah.
And you don't. Maybe you could play a Jamie Osborne in the centre, so maybe you could give Zach Ward an opportunity. Maybe Bryn Ward can get an opportunity with Sean Jansen. Maybe you could try one of your Billy Bowen. Maybe
Mm,
that would be pretty
sorry, I
amazing
forgot.
for a 20-year-old to get his debut for Ireland. But I think we're both favouring Ireland there.
Doesn't mean anything though, because Warner Downs got a dog walk the lineouts because
Oh yeah,
they're not
Yeah, but
17.
Warner Durns has got. Warner Durns is gonna like James Ryan thinks he's him. Nah, Warner Durns is him. Joe McCarthy thinks he's him. Nah, Warner Durns is him.
Warner Downs is him.
Warner Durns is him. I think that if anything, that should be the title of this podcast. Warner Durns is him. Um,
You're, you're all talking about the young up and comer Sam Prendergast. Nah, Rio
nah.
City Ito, fresh out of uni.
Yeah, literally.
We are
Um,
joking, of course. We have got Ireland winning.
yeah, probably fairly comfortably. Next game, banana skin, absolute banana skin.
You're joking me, right?
What?
That's too right. This is too. Harry is very passionate, and he gets buzzing about games and squads and all that, like myself. But that's 2 weeks on the trot now. We're recording, and it comes to the England game, and he just does this. Like, come
I
on,
mean,
man.
yeah, okay, fine. Let me try. You heard my rant earlier. Let me try and be
I
more
know.
positive. You know what? It is amazing that we are going to get rugby union in the north of England, especially in the hotbed of league that is the northwest. Yes, it is frustrating that Fiji do not have their games at home, but this money that they're going to be earning from having the infrastructure of Britain is going to go to their new stadium, and hopefully by the next Nation Championship, we will have a 25,000 seat stadium and everyone can go tour Fiji.
I did forget to say that in the Fiji Wales game. Whoever organised that at Cardiff City, hats off to you because that genuinely did feel like a Fiji home game. That was awesome. I loved that. That was fun.
I'll say one thing from watching Fiji last year at Allianz Twickenham. They are amazing fans. They're so lovely. They all sit together. They create an atmosphere. It's amazing. But yeah, that was a great spectacle, and hopefully they'll be able to do it again at the Hill Dickinson. I say banana skin because Fiji have had our the last three times we've played them. They beat us once. They nearly beat us in the World Cup, and then we managed to grind out the win last year. But we were one Frank Lamani disallowed try away from going, oh shit, this could be bad. Look, I'm
I
gonna back
can't.
England. I'm gonna back England. I have to. I can't, as I've just said 20 minutes ago, I can't sit on the internet and back another team when I'm in an England shirt. Danny Care's shirt is behind me. I can only be saying that Fiji are going to win. They're not going to win. England are going to win. Is it going to be pretty? Well, yeah, it's going to be pretty rugby. Both teams are going to play pretty rugby. Is it going to be pretty in the basis of I think we're going to win? No, it's going to be horrible because every time England are going to score, Fiji are going to score. Every time we get a scrum penalty, they might get a scrum penalty. It is going to be a basketball game. Well, maybe not a scrum penalty, but you know what I mean. Maybe it might be a free kick for an early engage, and all of a sudden, Lamani taps it. Isaiah Ravula boots it over. Wanigolo catches it, flicks it on. Rayasi's under the post. That's what I mean. It's going to be a basketball game. I think I'm going to say it. I reckon this is going to be a high scoring game. It's going to be England are going to get like 40, Fiji are going to get 36. It's going to be one of them. It's going to be
Ooh.
5 points for England, 2 for Fiji. Go on, tell me I'm delusional. Some fans will.
I think their score might be a bit delusional.
33-26.
I don't know if it's going to be that tight. I think Fiji do this really annoying thing where their discipline, ironically, despite England's fair effort at being horrific at discipline, Fiji just find a way to just not go a man down, but just constantly rack up penalties. And I
Yeah, they
can't.
are. But they're bad for painting a picture of like one specific thing in a game, and then the referee just can't change their mind.
Yeah, I also just can't see. As funny as it would be as a proud Scotsman, I can't see England losing six on the trot. I can't see that happening.
It is also very much not a home game for England as well. I'm going to add it because it's in Liverpool, and as the Scousers will tell you, they're Scouse, not English. So we really are away from home.
It
This
really
is
is. Oh,
this is
okay.
absolutely a home game for Fiji. A Scouse Fijian, that would be one of the strangest accents I think I would ever hear in my life.
Please don't attempt it. I'm just saying, maybe on our friendship you could try it later, but please don't do it. Please don't do it on a podcast.
I'm just trying.
um,
If anything, I'm just trying to think of a phrase that might be funny to say. Bullavanacha.
oh fuck. Um,
I apologise to all Fijians and Scousers. That was
I
horrific.
I don't. I don't know. I think how much teams going to get changed? Tom Roebuck's already been called in. Why? I don't know.
We need a fullback, not a winger.
Can
Like,
Kalori play? Can Kalori play fullback?
unless Freddie, no, Kalori's not got the defensive aptitude for fullback. No, he just doesn't.
Neither does Marcus Smith, to be fair.
No, Marcus is good one-on-one tackling at 10. His last-ditch tackling at fullback is very hit and miss. I've seen him
And
bang a bloke, but I've also seen him fall off a bloke. Although I will give credit to Curtly Aronson. He did a very clever thing where he knew that Marcus was going to tackle him. I'm going to be really technical here. He lifted not his sort of like his forearm elbow and braced himself, and it just meant that Marcus couldn't wrap his arms round, and because they're about the same size, he was able to power through because he just put enough distance so Marcus couldn't get a proper wrap on him. Like, you're always taught ring of steel as a kid when tackling. Marcus couldn't do it because the people's elbow was in the way.
fair enough.
Curtly's elbow was in the way.
I don't know where to look because I know that Fiji lost two big names at the weekend and they've replaced them
With two big names.
with two big names. England, I don't know who plays at fullback other than Marcus, which is the wrong call. You can't, in theory, you can't not pick Tom Roebuck after calling him up, which is a strange one because I wouldn't have called up Tom Roebuck. I would have looked at, well, like you said, a fullback,
Joe
maybe
Carpenter, Ben
Joe
Redshaw,
Carpenter.
George Hendy.
George Hendy. I don't know what that man has done to the England selectors, but it's
Nothing. They
gone.
just don't. They just don't fancy. This is my point. Not picking your best players, but they don't have to be in France to not get picked.
Then
But we'll
it's
fight. But we'll fight to get a South African in the team, but not the best English players. But
well,
I'm not going to go down that route. Although he will play.
he's going to play. He's going to get
He's
capped.
going to play. He's going to run straight at Tuisova. He's going to run straight at Vakatawa, and he's going to love it.
Yeah, and that
Which
mullet's going
which
to
is
soar in the wind. It's going to be beautiful.
oh, it will.
But
It just should be in a Springboks jersey. I'm just going to say.
just to hammer in your crash out earlier, who did he get paired with? Doesn't matter because it's in your centre pairing.
Yeah, it's another new one. Oh, can we move on? Because I'm about to be very happy at this prediction.
I've got it. Oh, I can see where you're going, you prick.
Oh,
Uh, just say, I don't
who?
know. I've got
Go on,
I've got
go.
I've got England winning.
Oh wow, I thought you were going to say Fiji.
I mean, it'd be great. I'd love to see Fiji win.
Go on, back it. Go on.
No,
Put
I genuinely can't. I can't see England losing six on the spin. It's not feasible.
7 if you count that France 15 game.
Okay, but you know what I mean. Six tests. I can't see you losing six tests on the bounce. I will
Yeah.
say one thing though. Just start Henry Pollock.
Yeah, he again. I should have said this earlier. He should have started. He would have actually jackaled because we lost that breakdown battle so badly. Yeah, right. If Nick Mallett is coming out and saying that Pollock should have started, Pollock should have started.
No, I've got England winning, but it's not going to be pretty, like you said. I'm not doing the
It's
whole
going to be
try.
it's going to be a basketball game.
That's fine. I'm good with that.
As long as it's a basketball game that England win, I'll be happy.
Bulla.
I might just
Right,
start saying that now.
fair enough. Yeah, I've got England winning, but it's not going to be the prettiest.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm just going to say it. I don't think Scotland have got a hope in hell. I'll be so real. I
Oh,
was about to say I love Scotland. I love Edinburgh as a city. It's one of my favourite places. I the only reason I say this is not because it's Scotland. It's genuinely because I'm scarred. It's not because it's Scotland. I would say that if Wales were going, I would say that if Italy were going, I would say that if Ireland were going. The way that those massive blokes just tore us apart, I can't see anyone being able to deal with it right now. Like, even as good as the All Blacks have been, they ain't beating them. They're not losing. like right now, I just don't think anyone is going to beat them. But I'm also very mentally scarred, and then also I've had to deal with being called cack by multiple people as well. So yeah, so I've cacked it, and I think that no one's going to beat them. So do I think that you're going to play well? Do I think that you're going to keep the ball and you're going to move them about and try and tire them out because it's altitude and you're going to like try and wind them down and everything? Yeah, absolutely, I do. Do I think you're going to score points? Yeah. Do I think you get something out of the game? Sure. If we can nearly score 28 points against them, and 28 being 4 converted tries, you can absolutely do it. Do I think you're going to win? Not a hope in hell. But I would say that for anyone. I'll say this. I think the 2015 All Blacks team would struggle to win there. Struggle.
Jesus.
Kiwis, don't come at me. It would probably be a titanic clash of epic proportions, but they would struggle to get the win there.
Well, that's just made me look real stupid now then. Thing is, right, we have absolutely sweet fuck all to lose. Yeah, we have everything to gain from that.
Well, yeah, you're top of the table. It doesn't really matter if you lose.
We're not top of the table. Wales are.
You are at the top end of the table.
Oh. I've got us winning because same logic as Harry. You back your team, no matter what. No matter what the odds are, no matter who's in front of you, you back your team.
No matter how stupid you may look in a week's time.
Them's the rules.
Dem is the rules.
No, it's a weird one because I don't fear teams. Genuinely, and this is not an arrogant thing. There's 80 minutes, it's 15 versus 15. I don't look at altitude. I don't look at how successful they are. I don't look at the players they have. It's 15 versus 15. I don't shit. Could not care. And that's not me being arrogant. I know fine well what the Springboks are capable of. I know how dangerous they are. I know how mad, batshit crazy their depth is. Am I scared? No. You roll up your sleeves, you bring it on.
Do you know what? That does feel like a very stereotypically like Scottish attitude of like William Wallace, who lived, died, blue blood,
Yeah.
freedom. It's very much that. But
It's just my mindset, and like I've always
no,
said,
I respect it.
I will never watch a game where I think we're going to lose. And it's
Oh,
somehow
I turn off Quinn's games that I think we're going to lose. To be honest.
no, I've been at Edinburgh games getting beat by Zebra, just be like, well, I wasn't
I'm
part
not
of the
leaving
fun.
early, but I might look at my phone.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
But
that's very
no,
true.
I'm not scared of the Springboks. And people think that's arrogant. It's not
That's a
arrogant.
mental statement to say, but I know why you're saying it, but I'm still like, that's a ludicrous thing to
It is
say.
mental to say, and I'm not saying that I don't say stuff purely to say stuff. I say it because I believe it.
Yeah, you're not flippant, you're genuine.
Yeah, we have like the scrum. You might genuinely kill us in the scrum.
I think they will.
Like we have not been consistently good in the scrum.
Yeah, Vilko Low coming back into the team as well. Like Thomas Toy's not playing, and then Vilko Low, you're like, oh god, here we go.
But then our attack, we have
Yeah,
genuinely we have one of the best attacks in world rugby.
and maybe Finn might be back.
But I'm also not worried if Finn isn't back.
No, to be fair, you've got two able deputies in the British Kiwi in TJ with his newfangled dangle passport, and with
That's
Fergus
like shit to him
Burke,
now.
yeah, and Fergus Burke with his Scottish granddad. But they both are to like build on what you said earlier. They both played really, really well. But yeah,
I've got Scotland by, and I don't chuck out when it comes to games like this. I don't chuck out an exact by how many. It could be by 1, 2, 3, 5, 50. I don't care. We get the job done.
it will be reminiscent of what if Finn was in the semi final against Exeter Chiefs on the pitch. It's gonna be, you know what, Scottish drop goal to win it. There you go. That'd
Yeah.
be hilarious.
And if it's not Finn, if Tom Jordan goes for a drop goal, if Kyle Rowe decides to knock one back, because I've seen his videos online, he's got some nudge on him that just doesn't get
Eh,
you. I don't care how it's done. I don't care if it has to be a controversial decision and all the Springbok fans lose their marbles online. I couldn't care less.
because you have the win.
Yeah, could not care. And I don't mean that again in any disrespectful way to any of South Africans listening, because I actually get a lot of praise from South Africans because of how I pronounce their names. So there's love there. But you're against my team this week. It's nothing
So
personal.
there's no love there.
There's no love here this week. It's nothing personal. It's purely you're against my team.
Box will love you in the third week. We'll give you praise then, because then we won't have
You
the emotional drivers against you.
you could love me on Monday.
Yeah,
Actually, you could love me Saturday evening when we get onto the final game. But those 80
ah,
minutes, it's no.
yeah,
Oh, and of course, the box team's already out, by the way.
it is. Yeah,
This is just becoming the norm. But I have Scotland winning by how many? Couldn't care less.
I have
Generally,
the I have the box winning by a lot, but I'm mentally scarred, as we have established.
I don't actually think, and you could live in a world where Scotland get the job done over Springboks at altitude.
No, I'd be happy because you guys are. Because then they lose, and I feel vindicated, and there's revenge and all of that. So to be honest, I don't care.
There will be many online though that will be like, hmm. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, but
But
that's just
listen, it's gonna. We have our perfect. We need our perfect game.
you
We need
do.
to do. We need to do what we did against Argentina, and then some more.
Yeah,
We need our discipline very clean.
yeah. Uh, last game.
Yep.
I'm going to put it out there. Wales win.
What is going on?
I'm going to say it. I think they do it. I think that this Welsh team has now got the taste for winning. They're not going to
But
want to let it go. This Argentina team are great, yeah, but there's summit there at the minute. There's summit there that when they should win games, they don't. Or like when it's close, there's just something there. And I just have a feeling that Wales are going to do the annoying Welsh thing that they do. The teams that all Welsh teams are known for is they will just fight to the very end. They might not play pretty, they might not play sexy, they might just play really structured, and it might be this, that, or the other. I genuinely think there is a chance that Wales win this game.
oh, I don't know how to. I don't. It would be very, very good for Welsh rugby to get it done.
Oh, it would, yeah.
But this is their first. This would be their first win outside of Cardiff in God knows how long. In 3 years
Well, that's not technically true. They won against the Barbarians at Twickenham
doesn't count.
Alliance. So,
No, don't count. Doesn't count. It's not capped. Doesn't count.
okay. If we're not counting the England loss in the losing streak, we
That's why I
shouldn't
said.
count
That's
that.
why I said I can't see you as in six, not seven.
Oh, I wanted to do that and I knew, oh,
I have a 6-year-old. That's all he does.
was he 6 or 7?
Yeah, he does it a lot. But he doesn't. He doesn't know the scuba. That cut him off.
Henry Pollock, don't teach him that.
Oh no, he's at that stage now. He knows players. Clubs by players. So Quinn's is Marcus Smith. So there we go.
That is how most people know us these days.
Yeah.
Marcus Smith
Um,
and Shite.
but
Not this
Wales,
year. We'll see this year. We're fine. We're going to be fine.
Wales, Argentina. I really don't know because Argentina could be pissed.
They are. But that also means that they might make more mistakes.
Yeah, I know, but again, Wales haven't won away, haven't won a Test match away. Sorry, in 3 years.
No time like the present.
No, I know, but I don't know.
I mean, I don't know why I'm vindicating for Wales so much. It must be because of girlfriend and in-laws, and I would like to see them and do it. To be fair, like I'm at that point where I can enjoy Wales being good because probably because of familial reasons, but Also because as shit as England are, I still can't see us losing to Wales. I don't know. It's just that sort of mental thing. But
That's a weird one, isn't it? Like
yeah, it's
Wales,
definitely a strange one.
Wales are on a better winning streak than England are.
Yeah, two. Yes, admittedly, we've lost six in a row, but
Just saying.
two wins and three if you count the Barbars, which we don't.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. Uh, I'm gonna say Argentina get the win, but I agree with you saying that Wales are going to fight till the very end, and it's not going to be pretty. They're not going to play the sexiest brand, but yeah, I think Argentina's going to be out for blood, and it's just unfortunate this Wales are in their way for that.
It is, yeah.
I would have actually been quite worried to go to Argentina this week.
Yeah, but just imagine how bad it could be for England in 2 weeks when if they've lost to
Oh, you
both
know what?
Scotland and Wales, and then all of a sudden England turn up and it's like, right, we really can't let these guys win.
Oh yeah. So if the Welsh fans are listening, get the job done and watch England just fold. If you
And
really
then
want that
and then
punishment.
watch Steve Borthwick get the sack. Especially if
This
we
is,
lose to Fiji.
this is also. I'm going to leave it on the episode on this. This is a really weird one because the board has come out and said that they fully back him. So it's almost like it doesn't actually matter now.
Yeah, but they fully backed him after the review because they gave him enough confidence to be able to go into the future. If he has immediately shut the bed after being backed, despite being one of the most backed England coaches ever, with all the contracts, with all the control, with all of the camps and the players and all of the coaches that he could possibly want in the world, if you're not delivering again, if you're having to shell out 25 grand to every single player that plays and you're like, Jesus Christ, you've all been rubbish. We can't keep doing this. It doesn't matter if you've been fully backed. If you can be fully backed, and then if you mess it up again, you can also equally be got rid of.
I know, but
I'm not necessarily saying I want him to be sacked because I don't want people to lose jobs, not in this economy. But you're being paid like 700 grand a year or whatever it is. I don't think it's that much. I might be being slightly out there, but it does not matter if the board have said that he's been backed. It is unacceptable if England lose to Fiji next week and Argentina and go 8 in a row. Like you cannot, no coach. I don't even think Rassi would survive that.
I think it depends who you lose to. If
Well,
that makes if that makes
South
sense, I'm
Africa,
not.
Fiji, Argentina. Like we shouldn't lose to Fiji and Argentina. We haven't lost to. We've lost once in 20 tests.
You may have just jinxed that. To be fair,
Well, who knows?
it's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, it's a bit for those listening. It's a bit earlier this week, so it's a 10 past 6 kickoff for it to
Hmm.
be on. There's a nice little gap though, a bit more because oh no, it's not. It's the same gap. Sharp. Ignore me. Doesn't matter. My math wasn't mathing there.
It's
Um,
different. It's different time zones, so it's different times, but it's still the same idea of timings.
but 14 hours of rugby straight again. We'll,
Sensacional.
we will be back next week, discussing all the action from round two and with a little teaser for round three. Um, not much else to add. I feel like this has been a longer episode, but we're still trying to find the rhythm. We're still trying to find about how like timings and all that works. So bear with us. For everyone that's watched the full episode, hit the subscribe button, get that notification bell ringing. If you watch us on TikTok, thank you. By the way, that Fiji video popped off mad last week.
It
And
did.
then the South African one did pop off because the South Africans found it after the game and decided to point and laugh at Harry. So that's done really well for that.
I'm glad I spread joy to the Rainbow Nation of South Africa,
Nice save, man. Very
and
well trained.
also all of the South Africans who are in Southwest London.
Yeah, there's a lot. Oh my, yeah, you
Oh
sent me that
yeah,
video. Yeah,
yeah. South, all the Aussies and South Africans in Southwest London. I hope you're enjoying us.
but yeah, we're trying to get our timing right. It's never going to be perfect, but we're going to be consistent when it comes to content and talking about rugby. That's a guarantee from our end. Um, yeah, we'll be back next week. Round two, all the good, the bad, and everything in between that happened for round two, and everything to look forward to or not looking forward to for round three, depending on how results go for round two. But it's going to be fun regardless. So much rugby all the time. I mean, Harry, you don't have this problem. And this is why you probably shouldn't do TikTok. I
Maybe.
am knackered. I am burnt out. It is ridiculous how many videos I had. I pumped out, I think, seven, eight videos in the space of 24 hours over Thursday, Friday. Knackered.
Yeah, you've just explained why I don't do it.
Yeah, maybe you've got, maybe you're the smart one. Maybe I'm the dumbass. Who knows?
Who knows?
But anyway, we're rambling on. We'll see you next week. Enjoy all the rugby because I know we will, one way or another. And yeah, been Rugby Connection, and we will see you next time.